Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Jay is off tonight. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke praises the professionalism of firefighters and other emergency teams coping with Montana's epic fire season. But he says he wants to put firefighters out of a job by using better forest management to stop catastrophic fires every summer.
A week ago, the Lolo Peak fire was exploding in a wall of flame. Today, it was being refreshed by badly needed rain showers. But Zinke and U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue are looking beyond this fire. Accompanied by Montana Congressman Steve Daines and Greg Gianforte, Perdue got his first look at a fire camp. The quartet's briefing was closed to the press, but some who attended tell me it was a frank discussion about not just fire management, but how the community has been stressed by yet another massive fire in the Bitterroot, something that's become an annual event.
When we get to fight a fire, the professionalism of our law enforcement, the departments working together, the state, it all works well. We're going to make sure that the Department of Interior and the Department of Agriculture team, because we're all team members, work together.
While Senator John Tester presses to solve the Forest Service's budget problems by changing the system so fires can be paid for like other natural disasters, Secretary Perdue would rather see a permanent budget change.
I don't necessarily want emergency funding, I want ongoing funding.
I want to say this is not about money, it's about management of our forests.
While there was some discussion during the press briefing about the need for funding to keep fighting fires, all four men talked more about the issue of forest management, getting ahead of fires so they don't happen in the future.
So that's why we're here, trying to determine how we can get ahead of this. I'm not from Montana, but I wouldn't want these kind of situations having to live with on a year in, year out basis. And we don't want the people of Montana to either.
If we don't address the litigation issue, the frivolous litigation issues from these extreme environmental groups, we're never going to get ahead of this curve.
The leaders presented a united front on how to tackle the fire problem with preparation, discounting the idea that climate change is solely to blame. It remains to be seen how those details can be pulled together to satisfy all the diverse views on the wildfire issue. In Florence, Dennis Bragg, MTN News.
Thanks, Dennis. Now, the cost to fight all the fires burning up western Montana soar higher each day. And with 7 new fires breaking out in the northern Rockies region and multiple large fires still growing, that $127 million price tag will keep climbing for weeks. The Lolo Peak fire now at $26.5 million, making it the most expensive fire in western Montana this season. And with about 1,200 personnel working that blaze, the total is jumping about $1 million per day. The Sunrise fire burning above the lower Clark Fork Valley has cost $26.4 million. The Sapphire complex racked up $26 million to fight as of this morning. Rice Ridge burning above Seeley Lake has cost nearly $18 million. And the Liberty fire burning about 40 miles northeast of Missoula tops $11 million, while the Myers fire near Phillipsburg nearly $20 million. Turning to weather, maybe some good news for our region, Bob. I heard you talking earlier about some rain.
Yeah, got a good chance of rain moving into the Billings area tonight. We're going to show it to you on radar. But let me show you what's happening in the west. We still have that same air quality alert across most of west central Montana, only now it's starting to extend down into Beaverhead County. Plus the fact we've now added another red flag warning until midnight because of scattered wet and dry thunderstorms moving into that area. You'll notice here on the Doppler radar, we've got our own showers and thunderstorms trying to make their way into the Billings area. Got some spotty showers just moving in right now from the south. We'll pull back a little bit farther and you'll notice there's your line of showers moving in. It's a new cold front moving in and it's producing some scattered showers and thunderstorms right where we have the heaviest smoke areas. So we'll have more on that coming up in the weather in a few more minutes. Jeanelle?
All right. Thanks, Bob. The Billings vigilante who shot at suspected shoplifters as they fled the Rimrock Mall in February now faces charges himself. Q2's Asia Gore read through the charging documents today and joins us with details. Asia.
Jeanelle, back when we first spoke with James Newman about his decision to fire at the shoplifter's vehicle, he told us someone had to intervene. But prosecutors recently decided that someone should have been police, not Newman. The 30-year-old is charged in Billings Municipal Court with criminal endangerment and discharging a firearm in a public place, both misdemeanors. According to court documents, at least 3 nearby witnesses were endangered when Newman fired shots at the vehicle. Newman told police he saw a man and woman run out of the mall carrying what he suspected were stolen items. The couple got into the car, attempted to flee, but Newman stood behind the vehicle, gun drawn, warning the driver not to hit him. Prosecutors say the man got out and ran off. The woman then climbed into the driver's seat and reversed, hitting Newman's leg. Newman fired 6 shots, striking the vehicle and a nearby snowbank as the car drove off. Newman is not in custody tonight, and it's unclear if the suspected shoplifters were ever charged. Jeanelle?
Thanks, Asia. Montana's self-proclaimed mountain man who kidnapped a woman near Big Sky in 1984 and killed the man who came to rescue her is now free. 86-year-old Don Nichols was paroled from prison Wednesday after serving 32 years of his 85-year prison sentence. Nichols and his son Dan kidnapped U.S. Olympian Carrie Swenson while she was jogging. Swenson was held captive in the woods for 2 days and chained to a tree. Nichols shot and killed Alan Goldstein when he stumbled across that campsite. Nichols will live in Great Falls, but he is restricted from visiting Madison, Park, and Gallatin counties. He must also wear GPS monitoring. A Billings man is behind bars tonight for allegedly robbing the Lockwood Verizon store and threatening the employee who chased him. 35-year-old Joseph Daugherty appeared in Yellowstone County Justice Court today on 1 count of felony robbery. Police responded to the store Wednesday evening. Employees told police Daugherty entered the store and acted suspiciously before he took 2 phones and ran. The employee chased the suspect into the parking lot where he allegedly warned her the phones weren't worth her life. Now, police responded and found another witness following Daugherty's truck in his own vehicle. After officers arrested Daugherty, they found an empty pistol case in the truck. Daugherty, who is being held without bond, claimed he was not armed. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke says none of the 27 national monuments under review by the Trump administration should be eliminated. Conservationists aired this message, worried that protections could be lost after the administration announced its review in April. Zinke announced today he won't eliminate any monuments, but he will recommend boundary adjustments and other changes to a, quote, handful of monuments. Zinke promised none of the sites will revert to state or private ownership, and he added public access for hunting, fishing, or grazing would be maintained or expanded. The recommendations come in response to President Trump's call for a review of the monuments. The president was acting on complaints that a century-old law had been misused to create oversized monuments that hinder energy development, logging, and other uses of federal land. Still to come on tonight's 5:30 News, a new school year in a new school. We'll head to Ben Steele Middle School for its A+ opening day. And later in sports, Scott sets the stage for a championship football rematch tomorrow night between Senior and Glacier.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green.